Benjamin Netanyahu is an Israeli politician who has played a prominent role in Israeli politics for several decades. Here's a brief overview of his political career. Early life. Benjamin Netanyahu was born on October 21, 1949 in Tel Aviv, Israel. He spent part of his childhood in the United States, where his father, Benzion Netanyahu, was an academic. Military service. Netanyahu served in the Israel Defense Forces, where he was part of an elite special forces unit. He participated in various missions, including the 1972 Operation Isotope, which successfully freed hostages from a hijacked airplane in Israel. Diplomatic and political roles. Netanyahu initially worked in the private sector before entering politics. He held various diplomatic positions, including serving as the deputy chief of mission at the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. First term as prime minister, 1996 to 1999. Netanyahu was first elected as prime minister in 1996. His tenure was marked by a focus on security issues and a strained relationship with the United States. He implemented economic reforms and introduced policies to address terrorism. Opposition and return to power. After his first term, Netanyahu spent several years in the political opposition. He returned to the office of prime minister in 2009, serving from 2009 to 2013 and again from 2015 to now. Key policy positions. Netanyahu's policies were often characterized by a strong stance on national security, support for Jewish settlements in the West Bank, and a cautious approach to peace negotiations with the Palestinians. He was a vocal opponent of the Iran nuclear deal and advocated for a tough approach to Iran's nuclear program. Challenges and controversies. Netanyahu's leadership was not without controversies. His policies on settlements and strained relations with the United States under President Barack Obama created tensions. He also faced legal challenges during his later years in office, including allegations of corruption, for which he was indicted. Coalition politics. Netanyahu led the Likud party and often had to navigate complex coalition politics in the Israeli parliamentary system to maintain his position as prime minister. End of political career. In June 2021, Netanyahu was replaced as prime minister by Naftali Bennett, a leader of Stau. In June 2021, after Naftali Bennett formed a government with Yair Lapid, Netanyahu was removed from the premiership, becoming opposition leader for the third time, before returning as prime minister again after forming a coalition with right-wing parties after the 2022 election. Netanyahu and his government coalition partners pursued wide-ranging judicial reform. The judicial reform efforts were met with polarized reaction, with opponents of the judicial reform holding mass protests across the country over the course of many months. On October 7, 2023, Israel suffered a deadly attack by Hamas, triggering the 2023 Israel-Hamas war. Due to the Israeli government's failure to anticipate this attack, Netanyahu has been criticized by opponents for presiding over Israel's biggest intelligence failure in 50 years.